Hey guys, welcome to Whisktakers. My name is Leuven. Today I'll be teaching you how to get the best amount of damage in guild battle as a beginner. So today's video is mostly for beginners and free-to-players who have yet to reach a certain level of requirements. If you haven't already, you can click the card up here to check out the double vampire strat. So the guide that I'll be talking about today is very good for those who have most epics unlocked and are just looking for the meta strat in guild battle. As usual, timestamps will be down in the description. Feel free to go over them as needed. With that said, let's get started. So the strategy I'll be talking about today is the Licorice Tank strat. There will be a written guide down in the description. So this strat is very straightforward, and it's pretty much a no-brainer strat that gives the max amount of damage for your team. Let's first go over the cookies you'll be needing. So first, you'll need Licorice Cookie, as the name suggests. Lico summons these minions that will be able to tank the dragon's first swipe, keeping the rest of your cookies alive to do more damage. So the build on Licorice Cookie doesn't really matter here. I've had my guild members do attack Lico in the past, but I highly suggest you start working on CD Lico now, and try to use CD toppings with CD substats on them. You don't really need a high level Licorice for this, since his minions will spawn regardless of levels. Any level, even level 20 works just fine. Next, you'll need Dark Choco Cookie. So DC skill gives a defense reduction on the dragon, allowing you to do more damage. Over here I have a full damage resist DC, and again, the build doesn't really matter much, you only really need DC for his skill debuff. So those are the two cookies that you'll really need. Let's go down the list of cookies that you can use for the rest of your team, and why you should or should not use them. First up is Vampire Cookie, Black Raisin Cookie, and Rye Cookie. All of them have very strong single target skills, and can deal massive damage to the dragon. Vamp is your best choice here because he doesn't die from damage reflect from the dragon, which is a passive buff that reflects damage back to the cookies. Rye will die, but she will still deal a lot of damage to the dragon. Black Raisin doesn't get affected by damage reflect, and she actually matches Rye in terms of damage. You can choose any of them, or all of them at once. Just keep in mind the amount of EXP that you'll need to invest in them. Next up is the Coffee Duo, Espresso and Latte Cookie. So they're both area damagers, which isn't the best for the dragon. On most cases, lower level Vamp would do more damage than a higher level Coffee. They are only alternatives, and shouldn't really be invested heavily for guild battles specifically, since their best use is mainly in arena and story mode. With all that said, they're still pretty good, though I just wouldn't recommend using if you already have other cookies. All of the units I just mentioned will be built with attack toppings. Just get as high of attack stats as you can and you'll be good to go. Obviously, you need to get them as high level as possible, so just focus on pouring your EXP into your damager cookies, and you'll see good results. Lastly, we have Pomegranate Cookie. Pom is the one unit that doesn't require any heavy investments, since you only need her buff. You can even do this with a level 1 Pom, and you still be good. That's just how good her skill buff is. Over here I have her with some naked CD toppings, because you really just don't need to build her that much. Throw on some CD, and you'll be all good. With your cookies down, it's time for treasures. First thing you need is the Pilgrim Slingshot. This works the same as our last video on the double vamp strat. Basically, you're stacking Slingshot's effect on top of DC skill to get the max amount of damage possible. Next, you'll need the Miraculous Ghost Ice Cream. This is also the same as the Slingshot, you're stacking even more of this effect, thus increasing your damage. The third slot will be with the Pilgrim Scroll, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna say you don't have it, but try to get it, because even just at level 1 it already gives a 30% attack buff, which will massively increase your team's damage numbers. If you still don't have that, you can use either the grim looking Sai or the Bear Jelly Lollipop. Sai is just a scroll but for crit percent buff, whereas Lollipop will only buff one cookie. This would usually go to Vamp, but if he's lower leveled, it will go to another cookie with the highest attack. All of these are viable options for your third slot, but Scroll will always remain as the best option. So what I just said all might sound like a lot. Let's just go through all this, but add a more simplified version instead. One more time. The absolute must-haves are DC and Lico, and you can choose between all of these as your remaining team. For treasures, Sling, Ice Cream, and Scroll are must, but these two work just fine, should you not have any one of them. There, easy, right? With your team fully loaded, let's get down to business. So since I have higher level units, I want to show that if you are an F2P or a beginner with lower level units, you can absolutely pull this off too. All of the gameplay footage I'm about to show is provided by Gallop of the Loser Squad. Loser Squad is a close friend of ours, and they do help out the community a lot too. If you're interested, I put a link to their work down in the description, so do check it out if you can. So let's go over the full gameplay and see how it should look like.
그분을 위해
이걸로 끝이다.
최강의 해골이다.
목마르다고.
그분을 위해 해골이다.
Alright, pretty simple, very straightforward stuff. Let's break it down. So you don't really have to do anything at the beginning, you just wait until here, where you will activate Palm right after the boss text. You're just getting in the early attack buff for the rest of your team. Next, you want to cast DC to reduce the dragon's defense, then Lico to spawn the minions to protect the rest of your team. On higher level dragons, the minions here will get one shot just by the swipe alone, so you want to move fast for the next step. You'll then want to anticipate your treasures. You'll notice that Ice Cream is 1 second behind Slingshot, so what you're gonna do is try to cast all of your DPS cookies and Slingshot at the same time, then Ice Cream. If you're using Black Raisin, you can cast her after you've used the treasures. This is your one burst of damage, so just try to spam everything all at once before the dragon comes down with a bite, and then you're pretty much done. At this stage, the dragon should have wiped out your entire team with the second attack pattern. If you're on lower dragons, you'll just get stunned, but on most cases, your entire party would have been wiped out instantly afterwards. So let's go over the order of skill casting one more time.
Have a good time. Enjoy life. It's life is too short to get bogged down, to be discouraged, or you have to keep moving. You have to keep going. Put one foot in front of the other. Smile.
Cast Palm after boss text, DC and Lico back to back, Slingshot and DPS at the same time, then Ice Cream. It's all very simple and straightforward, and way easier than Double Vamp, and definitely suitable for beginners. Now that you're all done, let's talk about some alternatives you can have in your team if you're only starting out, say like yesterday. So one of your first options is Princess Cookie to replace Dark Chocolate Cookie. She has a similar skill as DC, but she'll do a lot less debuff than him if you compare the numbers here. Even then, she's still a viable unit if you do not have DC. Next is Adventurer Cookie. He's basically a mini vampire, so if you're missing any DPS cookies, he is your next best choice. You can also use Blackberry Cookie, as she does quite a lot of damage, and I like to think that she is a mini Rai, despite being of different classes. Basically, any and all epics that can deal damage are suitable candidates for your DPS slots too, so your team can be a mishmash of epics and rares if you're just starting out. But ideally, it's best to just grind story mode before you try to join in on a guild battle at all. By grinding story mode, you can get quite a lot of crystals, and you can do some gacha pulls. So far, I've already covered 2 strategies for guild battle on this channel, but you'll notice I never talked about healers. So let's dive into why you almost never want to use healers in guild battles. When you're a lower power player facing against such a powerful enemy, there really is no point in trying to sustain. Healers can't heal enough to maintain your team's survival long enough, and you're better off just trying to get as much damage in as possible anyways. When you're following the strategies, your units also won't suffer from any damage, except from the damage reflect. Lico's minions will tank all of the hits anyways, keeping your units safe and able to do more damage. While there is some amount of potential for pure vanilla Cookie to do well in guild battles, there just isn't much reason for you to sacrifice a DPS when you're still going to die after like 2 bites anyways. There is, however, a use for healers for higher level players. If your cookies are tanky enough to not get completely wiped by a dragon attack, then sure, you can use a healer to sustain so that your vamp can do 3, even 4 times the skill. From there, it's mostly a race against time, where you try to get as much damage in as possible before the time runs out. Ultimately, if you don't even have level 50 cookies yet, just don't use any healers in your team. It's just a waste of damage when you can be doing even just a bit more. Try to invest your EXP into Vamp, as he will be doing the most amount of damage, and he can carry over when you're doing the double vampire strat. So that's all for today's video. I hope you learned something, and I hope your guild battle damage has improved. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or you can check out our guild's Discord server, where we will be there to help you. We're also currently recruiting, and by joining our Discord server, you can get access to our applications channel, where you can sign up to join Whisktakers. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.